So basically, we completed epithelial tissue. So we have four types of tissues, as we earlier discussed that. So we have epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nerve tissue. So we completed epithelial tissue. Now we will talk about connective tissue. What does connective tissue means? Connective tissue means that there are several kinds of connective tissue, some of which may at first seen more different than alike. The type of connective tissue include areolar, adipose, fibrous, electric tissue, as well as blood, bone, and cartilage. A characteristic that all connective tissue have in common is the presence of matrix in addition to cells. The matrix is a structural network or solution of non-living intracellular material. Each connective tissue has its own specific kind of matrix. The matrix of blood, for example, is blood plasma, which is mostly water. The matrix of bone is made primarily of calcium salts, which are hard and strong. As each type of connective tissue is described in the following sections, mention will be made of the types of cell present as well as the kind of matrix. So basically here explaining that, so we have number of connective tissues in our body. Here in the table 4.2 it is explained that we have blood, areolar, adipose, fibrous, elastic, bone, and cartilage. Basically you can understand that connective tissue means which will connect two organs, two things. This is also connective tissue. Connective tissue means it will connect with all organs, one cell or one tissue or one anything. Maybe it may be anything. Okay. So if it is connected to all parts of the body, it is also connective tissue like blood. If body parts are connected by these things, it is also called connective tissue. Okay, so we have adipose tissue which is connected between skins. Okay, we have and fibrous tissue. Okay, and we have elastic tissue, we have bone and cartilage. So basically whatever the elastic tissue, it have matrix. What does mean matrix? Matrix means a structure in which the cells are arranged. Okay, like whenever we do, whenever we have any slabbing or any pillar is building. Okay, what we first do, first it have matrix like this. Okay, then concrete or cement is poured, then afterwards this pillar will stand. Okay, so it is called matrix. So basically every tissue have matrix. Okay, what is the tissue of blood? What is the matrix of the blood? Blood sorry, the blood matrix is plasma, means water. In the water we have blood cells like RBC, WBC, platelet, and other type of blood cells, and important minerals, important vitamins. Okay, so whatever those things are available, those things only available on the matrix. Okay, so first of all, we will talk about blood. Basically, here not complete details are given. We only talking about something related blood, about connective tissue. Okay, blood is connective tissue. How it connects? It connects means it will take the whatever necessary things the cells required. Okay, although blood is the subject of chapter 11. In chapter 11 we will completely talk Blood consists of cells and plasma. What does blood consist? Consist of cells and plasma. Cells of the living portion. Basically, plasma is non-living, but in this plasma we have living cells. Okay, the matrix of the blood is plasma, which is about 50 to 60% of the total blood volume in the body. So basically, blood have plasma, which occupies 50 to 62%. Okay, so plasma. So the water of plasma contains dissolved salts, nutrients, gases, and waste products. So basically, what does plasma contains? Salt, nutrients, gases, just like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and waste products. Okay. So now my voice is clear or not?
Sir, low volume, sir. That's why I give the message.
Now also, now also low. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Now
Can you?
also my voice is low.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Now, now it is okay. Okay. So let's continue. Chalo,
Yes, sir.
thanks. So basically, we are talking about blood. So basically, in blood, we have plasma. Plasma is the material. Okay. In that, we have number of blood cells and waste products and whatever necessary things like carbon dioxide, oxygen, waste products like nitrogen, nitro oxide, okay, creatinine. These are all the not important things. Okay. Blood cells are produced from stem cells in the red blood marrow. So basically, how the blood cells are manufactured? They are manufactured in the bone marrow. So okay, but in the bone marrow we have stem cells. Stem cells are the cells which can produce basic cells, which can convert into number of cells. Okay, so we will talk about later about stem cells also, which is found in flat and irregular bones. So where the red bone marrow is present, red bone marrow is present in uh, red bone marrow is present in flat and irregular bones. Okay, like hip bone, we have vertebral column, whole vertebral column. Okay, and we have hip bone. The blood cells are red blood cells, platelets, and the five kinds of white blood cells. So basically, blood cells are five types, four types, three types, and third type is divided into five types. What are those? Red blood cells, RBC, platelets, and the five kinds of white blood cells are neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. Okay, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, and monocyte and lymphocyte. Okay, lymphocyte nature divide in lymphatic tissue, which makes up the spleen and the lymph nodes and the thymus gland. The thymus also contains stem cells, but they produce only a subset of lymphocyte. Stem cells are present in the spleen and lymph nodes as well as. So the number of lymph nodes they produce is a small fraction of the total. The blood cells make up 38 to 48% of the total red blood cells, and each type of cells has its specific function RBC, which carry oxygen bond to the iron in their hemoglobin. White blood cells destroy pathogens by phagocytosis, the production of antibodies or other chemical methods, and provide us with immunity to some diseases. So here we have here explaining that basically we have white blood cells. How the white blood cells are manufactured? They are manufactured. Sorry, they are how? What are the types of white blood cells? Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, monocyte, lymphocytes. Okay, so basically, lymphocytes are made in the spleen and lymph nodes. So spleen in an organ, lymph nodes is the channel of lymphatic system, and as well as lymph, and as well as the lymphocytes are made up by thymus gland also. Here we have thymus gland. Okay, and they have stem cells also, but they produce only lymphocytes. Okay, so the blood cells which are present in the plasma are only 38 to 40%. Means 60% is plasma, 50 to 60% plasma, and other 50% or 40% is blood cells. In that we have red blood cells. What does red blood cells do? They carry oxygen. They have hemoglobin. In the hemoglobin, they are iron. So that's the reason HB looks red in color. Sorry, RBC look red in color. So they will bond with oxygen and they will take the oxygen to the required cell. Next thing we have is WBC. There are five types of, they are divided into five types WBC. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, monocyte, lymphocytes. What they do? First of all, they will destroy the pathogens, whatever the bacteria, it may be fungus, it may be anything. What will they do? The first line of defense mechanism, that is WBC. Okay, by process called phagocytosis. First, they will engulf the bacteria and they will broke. Okay, and as well as second stage, if they are not capable to kill the bacteria, they will produce antibodies according to the antigen. Okay, and provide, and they will boost the immunity to kill the disease, to kill the pathogen. This is the third stage of the process. Next, we have platelets. What does platelets do? They will prevent the blood loss. They will do blood clotting outside the cell. Outside means outside the body. Inside the body, they will prevent blood loss. Okay, and as well as blood clotting. They will doesn't allow to clot the blood in the blood. After outside, they will allow the blood to clot. So this is the function of platelets. So I hope you understand the connective tissue part one, that is blood. Now we'll talk about areolar connective tissue. What does areolar connective tissue is? Here we have the cells of areolar or loose connective tissue. Not the second name of areolar connective tissue, that is loose connective tissue. Loose. Areolar means loose. 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 You can call it is loose. Okay. The cells of areolar or loose connective tissue are called fibroblasts. So what is the cell of loose connective tissue? That is fibroblast. We have to remember that. Fibroblast. What is called fibroblast. A blast cells is producing cell. Blast means producing, fiber producing cell. Blast means producing. Fibroblast means fiber producing cells. Fibers are loose connective tissue. So that's why we call fibroblast. And fibroblasts produce protein fibers. What does fiber produce? Fibro protein fibers. Collagen fibers are very strong. Elastin fibers are elastin. So basically, it will produce two types of fibers that are collagen and we have elastin. Elastin that is able to return to their original part. Elastin have elasticity, but collagen have fixed. Okay, able to return. It will return if we do if we will try to pull out. Okay, these protein fibers and tissue fluid make up that matrix or non-living portion of areolar connective tissue. Also within the matrix are mast cells that release the inflammatory chemicals when tissue is damaged, and many white blood cells which is capable of cell locomotion. Their importance here is related to the locomotion of areolar connective tissue. Areolar connective tissue is found beneath the dermis of skin and beneath the epithelial tissue of all the body system that have opening to the environment. Recall that one function of white blood cells is to destroy pathogen. How do pathogens enter the body? Many do so through breaks in the skin. Bacteria and viruses also enter with the air we breathe and food we eat, and some may get through the epithelial lining of the respiratory and digestive tracts and cause tissue damage. Areolar connective tissue, which its mast cells and may white blood cells, is strategically placed into in intercept pathogens before they get to the blood and circulatory through the organs. What is the requirement of areolar tissue? Basically, areolar tissue is present in our dermis, in the skin. Okay, here we have in the connective tissue. We have I will here. These are the areolar basically. Here white blood cells. This is the fibroblast. This is the collagen fibers. This is the elastin fibers. These are elastin fibers. Okay. So basically, what this is the fibroblast. Fibroblast produce fiber cells. Basically, it is made up of protein. Okay. In the beneath of the skin, we have in the dermis, we have collagen fibers as well as elastin fibers. Collagen, it is fixed, not able to move slightly also. But elastin is, it can drag, it will release the tension also. Okay. So basically, the white blood cells are also present in that area. What did they do? They will protect the body after entering of the any pathogen. Okay, some may get through the epithelial lining of the respiratory and digestive tract and cause tissue damage. Alveolar connective tissue, which its mast cells and may white blood cells is strategically placed into, and as well as aerated connective tissue with its mast cell. It have mast cells also and help of WBC. Okay, so it will attack on the pathogens by entering from the air, means lungs. So basically, fibro or fibroblast means basically areolar connective tissue. So basically, areolar connective tissue uh, is also known as loose connective tissue. Okay, and second thing, it have cells called fibroblast. Okay, fibroblast. Blast mean producing. Okay, means fiber producing tissue. Second thing. Third thing is it will produce two types of fibers. One is collagen fibers, and second thing is elastin fibers. Okay, elastic fibers are elastic, and collagen fibers are very strong. It will not able to move. Okay, so that's the reason in the beneath of the skin they are fixed. If we want to move those area, we will not able to move. Okay, first thing. Second thing, whenever we want to move the movement of the skin, it will move slightly because of the presence of elastin fibers. So how the old age will come. Due to these elastin fibers, due to these collagen fibers are loosened, okay, then we will get old wrinkles, old age face, old age skin, and old age look. Okay, so the damage of collagen fibers, damage of elastin fibers, which are present beneath the skin, is responsible for the old age. So why this happening? Because fibroblast are doesn't have that much capacity, okay, that much capacity to produce collagen and elastin. Okay, so I think you understood about adipose tissue. So we talked about blood and blood in the connective tissue. We talked about blood and loose connective tissue. We have adipose tissue, then after fiber connective tissue. So I think today we should end it a session here only. Okay.
Okay, sir.